Will it be Ermina?
Okay, ma'am. I will let you know. Within
Two.
Virginia, you are only co-host, so you don't need to worry about transferring anyone.
No. I have to introduce somebody. Who will I introduce? Ermina or Dr.
Yeah, the community partners. The community partners. Welcome.
Okay, and then after that,
Yes. And I will introduce the panel of judges and the scheme for today. And Hi. Oh, my life. My life. I was so scary. It was so scary. I know I had 500 Really? Yes. How nice it will be if
Okay, I'm going to start on face live. I'm going to go live, please. Thank you.
Please try to get the backdrop.
Oh, we have time. Let me see.
When Niranjan is joined, he will be saying that he is using OBS software.
Okay, I will have to try again. It is not connecting to me.
Niranjan, are you there? No, he is not here, ma'am. You inform that ma'am how to connect to YouTube live.
Okay. 1 second.
Dear,
Please bear with me. I'm doing it.
dear, good to see you here. Though I'm not getting a picture of you. Hello, ma'am. Yeah, good. Try having the backdrop dear, if you can. Oh, okay. The backdrop was shared in the group. Okay. Is I'm coming. Okay. So, can you see me clearly? Not really here. Oh my God. Okay, please let me just. Okay.
We're going live. We are live now. Welcome, everyone. My name is Virginia Rivera, and I am so excited to welcome you to COP 2030 Youth Ministry. We are thrilled because this is our third week, our third graduate week of discussing important information that we all need to know. We want to start by really congratulating every single one of you that has been with us in these 3 weeks. We have learned so much. We've had ambassadors that are so young that they could be our children, but they're so wise that they can be our teachers. We have teachers that are so wise, but we also
Recording
they
in
are
progress.
young, but they believe that climate change is the way to go in order to save the planet that we live in. We have community partners that are with us through thick and thin, and that above all really support what we're doing today. I would like to recognize it. My name, like I said before, is Virginia Rivera. I come to you from a tiny little island in Puerto Rico. We are part of the United States, and that just shows how big we can be. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each one of you, because I know that you are all over in every corner of the world. I want to start by thanking our community partner, IIU. I am part of this magnificent organization. It is the leading virtual education system and global brand confederation. It is renowned for its innovative programs and its commitment to provide quality education since 2020 to more than 195 countries around the world. Under the visionary leadership of our founder, Mr. Piyush Pandit, he is a social activist, he's a change maker, he truly believes that education is the key and is the pillar to promote and protect our human rights. We also have iGen, the 74 million young Americans born between 1995 and 2012. They comprise the most important generation in the nation's history, both in size and in composition. 1 out of 4 Americans from ages 5 to 22 are collectively dubbed the iGen generation. And this is shortened for the internet generation. The iGen handle won out over numerous other suggestions, namely Generation Z, which you may think or talk about, which was doomed to fail because there was no other context. Other than that, we have replacements like the Homeland generation, Centennials, Post-Millennials, the Founders, iGen. No doubt. That is why it is so important to us. We also want to thank the GSFN, which has been established to provide a common platform that helps its members, financial institutions, benefit from opportunities emerging through transformation to sustainable lending, support its members in developing capacities to integrate sustainability across the board. It fosters initiatives that helps us build public-private partnerships promoting sustainable lending and investment. It offers networking opportunities to members, financial institutions, multilateral organizations, government bodies, business and industry, and all the other stakeholders for sharing experiences and ideas. And most importantly, it provides a forum to support and develop the execution of sustainable practices. We are so proud of the work they do. And now I'm going to introduce to you a IIU sister, somebody that truly believes that education, again, is the key to everything. She is the Director for Foreign Affairs in our James International School, but she is an educationist in her own right, thanks to her magnificent education, her preparation, and definitely her experience around the world. So I want to thank, first of all, for saying yes to my dearest Ermina Raescu and our host for today. Welcome, Ermina.
Thank you so much, my dear Virginia. You bring us so much positive energy. Thank you so much for an introduction. And yes, I am also representative IIU, and I'm proud to be with you all today. Thank you, dear Virginia. Thank you, dear Srividya, also for your great initiative. Now, let's go to the first speaker. Our first speaker today is Al-Hussein Abdullahi, physicist, educationist, advocate, SDG, partner, representative, GSFN. Welcome, Al-Hussein. I think he lost the connection. Yes, I think he lost the connection. He's not here anymore. Let's go to the next speaker. I don't know if Titus is here. Yes, it's here. Titus George, please be ready. Did you hear us?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, welcome. Titus George is student, SRM, Institute of Science and Technology, and is partner representative iGen. Welcome, Titus. The virtual stage, it's yours.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Before we start, thank you, Titus. May I take a couple of minutes here to welcome the panel of experts who have joined us on the session on this platform and a little briefing about today's topic. Is that okay, Ms. Ermina?
It's perfect. It's
Thank
perfect.
you. Thank you, Dr. Virginia. Thanks for that mention about our community partners, and a warm welcome to one and all. Well,
Yeah.
we have gathered here today to talk about the COP 2030 and what is this COP 2030 Youth Summit is all about, Youth Ministry is all about. So, moving further, this Ministry of Youth, bearing the plate of COP 2030, is uniquely positioned to facilitate a crucial connection between the COP 2030 presidency and the youth stakeholders. On that note, we definitely welcome all these youth ambassadors who are representing themselves today as ministers to voice out their views on the particular topic that has been assigned to them on this day of 20th Jan 2024. So what do we do actually in COP 2030 is it serves as a vital conduct to streamline youth coordination between the governments and United Nations Framework Convention on Climatic Change, that is UNFCCC. And the ministry can help bridge the gap between the COP 2030 presidents and the youth stakeholders by creating a more effective and efficient communication channel. So by serving as a missing link, this ministry will help bring together the younger generation and the policymakers to address the climatic challenge more comprehensively. So our youth ministry convoy will recognize the importance of amplifying the voices of all the young people, especially those of often marginalized due to their age, ethnicity, disability, and other various social economic status. So we are becoming inclusive in organizing such a committee that is committed to provide a platform for a substantive youth policy input and the outcomes that are going to come out of this conference that will contribute to a positive social change. To end there, our youth ministry convoy emphasizing in engaging and empowering the youth from the most vulnerable communities, including the indigenous people and the communities at the highest risk. So through these efforts, we seek to promote a more inclusive and equitable society that values the contribution of all youth ministers. So moving ahead to today's topic, exactly what is it about? We are going to talk about the resources. When we talk about the resources, we all know that Earth is the only planet that we have and we don't have any other planet other than that. On that note, we do have experts who have joined us today for summarizing all our speakers' inputs. Dr. Virginia from IIU, thank you so much, ma'am. Dr. Tedimilio Aduluju, if I'm getting your name right. Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for joining us. It's a great pleasure having you. And Dr. D. Lakshmi, representing IGEN, and Professor General Charles. He will be joining us a little later. He is representing IIU. Again, Dr. Zakira from IGEN and Dr. S.O. Adibisi from JSFN. Last but not the least, Dr. Renuka Thakur representing JSFN will be the panel of experts who will be summarizing all the inputs which are shared by our youth governors or the youth ministers who have joined us today. So moving further on today's topic, what is that they're going to deliberate upon? Is that they're going to deliberate upon renewable sources energy for powering the future. So on that note, we have two speakers, that is Al Hussein Abdullahi and Titus George, who will be talking about make renewable energy technology a global public good. Thank you so much. And Dr. Hussein Abdul Fattah Qasim and Kevin Acharya Korea, representing from JSFN, they'll be talking about improve global access to components and raw materials. Mr. Vishal Swami and Tejaswini Samantha from IGEN and Tejaswini Samantha from JSFN will be talking about level the playing field for renewable energy technologies. Moving ahead, Mulamba Yoga Perseverance, representing JSFN, and Gayatri Shankar from IGEN will be talking about shift energy subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy. Thank you and very much welcome to this platform. Alexis Sanderlas and Javadi Masundi, representing from JSFN, will be talking about triple investments in renewables. Janeshwar Premanan and Palak Khanna will be talking about renewable energy powering a safer future. And last but not the least, Joaquin Carlo Castro, representing GSFL will be talking about renewable energy powering a safer future. On that note, we extend a warm welcome to one and all, and over to Madam Ermina to welcome the first speaker on board. Thank you so much, Ms. Ermina.
Great, my dear Srividya. Now I want to invite Sir Titus George, if he's there. He will talk about his topic will be make renewable energy technology a global public good. He is student, SRM Institute of Science and Technology and partner representative iGen today. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Is my audio and video visible?
Audio is visible, is audible, but you are not visible yet. I think some technical problems.
Your video is not visible, ma.
1 minute, ma'am. Now, ma'am.
No, it's not visible to you. Yeah, no.
Mummy.
Okay, let's come back to Mr. Titus later. So can we have the next two speakers for the other topic? Dr. Hussain, Abdul Fatah Qasim. Or should we call-
யூஸ் பண்ணலாம் எனக்கு நாங்க தெரியவா
Okay, we'll go ahead with Mr. Vishal. Mr. Vishal, can you please on your camera? Could we just, Mr. Vishal? Vishal, are you
Yes, I'm turning it on.
there? Are you there? Yeah.
Yep, I'm there.
If it's okay, we can just go ahead with you, Mr. Vishal.
Yes.
Thank you. So, Ms. Ermina, you can welcome Mr. Vishal Swami, who's going to speak about.
Yeah, will be a pleasure. His topic is level the playing field for renewable energy technologies. He's founder and chair Steward Sustainability Institute, 4H Club, party representative, iGen. Welcome, Sir Vishal Swami.
Thank you so much. I'll share my screen. Perfect. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, good to go. Please go ahead, Mr. Vishal.
Perfect.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome, everyone. My name is Vishal Swami, and I'm a representative from iGen from the United States. Today, I'll be talking about how to level the playing field for renewable energy technologies. We'll kind of start by exploring traditional methods, then we'll move on to what methods we use at our institute, and then after, we'll end with exploring a project that we did using these different methods. So the agenda, once again, we'll do some introductions and, like I mentioned, go through that main topic, leveling the playing field for renewable energy, and then going through our project that we completed and ending with a final statement that I hopefully you take home and utilize in the future. So about me, I'm the founder and chair of the Steward Sustainability Leadership Institute 4-H Club in partnership with Michigan State University and 4-H, which is a nationwide organization in the United States. Along with that, I'm the founder of the project we're going to talk about today, Project Solar Parks, which is a type of renewable energy. And I'm also a council member on the Green Schools National Youth Council. Along with that, in regards to awards, recent awards I've won, been named a 4-H National Youth in Action finalist and a Governor's Service Award winner in Michigan. So that's a little bit about me. Now we'll get into the main topic for today. What exactly does it mean to level the playing field for renewable energy? Well, first, it means to create an equitable and fair environment that removes obstacles and biases, allowing renewable energy sources to compete on an equal footing with traditional energy sources. This involves, you could address barriers, promote equal opportunities, and implement policies that encourage the widespread adoption and also fair competition of renewable energy technologies. So now that we understand exactly what it means to level the playing field, now we'll explore different methods of how you can do that. We'll start with the traditional methods, what's been done in the past. The first main method is to integrate external costs, and that's something we can discuss more in detail here, but integrating external costs, which includes climate change costs and health impacts, into the energy equation is a key strategy for leveling the playing field in favor of renewable energy. And by accurately pricing traditional energy sources to reflect their environmental and social impacts, renewable energy becomes much more economically competitive. Now, that's integrating external costs and including the environmental impact into the price of traditional energy sources like fossil fuels, which brings renewable energy and those traditional sources at the same price point, which makes it much more easier to level the playing field. Now, the next one we'll explore is cutting fossil fuel subsidies. Fossil fuel subsidies, they're financial incentives or support provided by different governments to the fossil fuel industry, which can include coal, oil, and natural gas. So those are all fossil fuels. And by cutting out inefficient fossil fuel subsidies gradually and in a structured way, this can help realign market dynamics towards more sustainable energy usage and make the transition smoother for consumers and economies. Now, on one side, we have cutting fossil fuel subsidies, but on the other side, we also have providing incentives for renewable energy usage. And in that case, providing incentives for renewable energy usage can encourage businesses to adopt those practices and can make it much easier for economies and the government to start using those as well. So those are all the traditional methods on what I just described now. Now we'll kind of transition into what we used here at the Institute, and there are two main things we're going to talk about. Youth advocacy, that was a big point of how we leveled the playing field, as well as public-private partnership, which I think is super important. We'll start with youth advocacy. Primarily, our organization raised awareness about the importance of renewable energy and how it's far superior to traditional methods, additional environmental benefits, by involving a large group of youth in our message. The youth completed the research, worked on all our different projects, and directly talked with these government leaders, which really made our message so powerful. The next thing is public-private partnership. In our project, which I'm going to describe later, we chose to collaborate with local county government and a private solar technology business. Collaborations between the public and private sectors can facilitate the flow of investment into renewable energy projects. Governments and private companies working together can secure funding for large-scale initiatives that might be difficult for one sector to do alone. Now that we've gone through the different methods of leveling the playing field for renewable energy, now I will go into further detail regarding how we utilize these strategies to implement our solar project. In this case, we named it Project Solar Parks. So let's start by understanding why we exactly began this project. What's the problem statement? Well, the problem statement is that 17% of people who visit parks get lost due to poor visibility. Another statistic is that there's a 36% reduction in the number of property crimes and thefts after adding lighting. Third one is community input we receive. Parks without lighting don't create a sense of safety and encourage community members to utilize the space less frequently. Now, although all these statistics say that we need lighting in parks, current solutions to this involve conventional electrical lighting, which has devastating environmental impacts, high maintenance costs, and is wildly inefficient. That is why we began by using solar technology. To address this problem, SSLI collaborated with Oakland County Sustainability Director Aaron Kittel to pilot solar technology in one of our local parks. But due to the novel nature of renewable energy, we had to first conduct rigorous research into its capabilities, manufacturers, and designs. Once we conducted all of that research, we then gathered the details and discussed them with Oakland County Parks Coordinator Sarah Cook Malin. We then chose Groveland Oaks County Park. You can see in the picture on the left, that's where we're at, Groveland Oaks County Park, as a location for our pilot project. And finally, late 2022, we coordinated a meeting with our manufacturer, First Light Technologies, and the park executive team, part of the government. And that's going back to our public-private partnership, because we as a youth institute, as well as the government and the local business, work together to make this happen. So after all of this, the county approved our pilot of $10,000 to implement solar bollards set for delivery and implementation in March of 2023. And we already implemented all the bollards to date. And currently we're working on the expansion plan. After implementing this initial pilot project at Groveland Oaks for $10,000, we then conducted immense research into whether it was the appropriate solution for parks in Oakland County. Well, to keep it short, it was the best solution for Oakland County. We received overwhelmingly positive results from campground goers and other executives at the park team who visited Groveland Oaks. Even the park supervisor, who is in charge of the said that it has been in use for 6 months and there's been no maintenance so far. Even currently, 12 months later after the project, there's no maintenance that they had to do, which is in stark contrast to traditional electrical sources. But even park guests said that the lights by the playground that we installed were very nice. They didn't think that solar lights would give off so much light. Now, this is especially important because that park guest, like in the past, didn't know that solar technology could give off so much light. And that's part of leveling the playing field by increasing public perception of these different renewable energies. Now, currently, we're working on expanding this pilot program, which is wildly successful, to every park in Oakland County and across the state of Michigan. Now, after we discussed this project, I wanted to end with a final statement. Let us harness the power of inspiration to fuel our commitment towards a sustainable future. Each of our trees and energy us towards a brighter and greener future.
Thank you so much. That was a wonderful presentation indeed. And with more statistical data as such, and Vishal has really nailed it in the beginning of the session, and by giving us a very good start. Thank you, Vishal. May I request Dr. Kusas? Thank you.
Good evening all. Is it audible now?
Yeah, you are. Please go ahead, Dr.
Vishal, first of all, I thank you for your nice presentation. So you are from US, you are representing the playing field for renewable energy technology. You have taken a topic very well explained. So you have with how solar parks are installed and how you have identified the problem. So it's a very well initiated with young minds. So this is program for youth ministry. So as a youth, you have initiated renewable energy very well, and you have made a difference in climate change in your state. So I think you are also expanding your project, right? So this first he has started with the problem statement that 17% of people get lost due to the invisibility. So he had come up with a solution to install the lightning with the renewable energy setup so that we can save energy as well as we can utilize the renewable energy resources. And also he has mentioned that 36% of crimes are also due to this lightning effect. So we have taken a very well initiative of installing the solar wallets in all the parks. So I wish to extend your project to all over the state. All the best, Vishal.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vishal. Congratulations for that good start. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, yes, Mr. Titus George. Mr. Titus, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Your video.
Now is my video clear, ma'am?
Yes, your video is clear. Ms. Armina, can we please welcome Mr. Titus George for his presentation, please? Thank you.
Of course, will be my pleasure. Welcome, Mr. Titus. Mr. Titus is Titus George is student SRM Institute of Science and Technology partner representative IGEN. He will talk about his topic will be make renewable technology public good. Thank you. Your stay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Titus.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, now it's visible.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Make renewable energy technology a global public good. This is Titus George, a second year computer science BTech student in SRM Institute of Science and Technology. So these are the contents which we will be discussing today. We will start off with the most basic question, like what is energy? Their history, types of energy such as renewable and non-renewable, and the side effects of non-renewable energy, renewable energy technology, the future aspects, and much more. So this slide says us about the history of energy. Many years ago, we were called as hunter-gatherers. Our main source of energy was fire. Then it was period of agricultural societies followed by industrial societies. During this period, people started using fossil fuel, electricity, nuclear power, etc. The next was growth of renewable energy as a source of energy. So now, what is energy and their types? Energy is defined as ability to do work. Energy is defined as the ability to do work, and they are broadly classified into two main categories: renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Renewable energy sources cannot be depleted over time. Examples are hydropower, wind, solar, and tidal. Whereas, on the other hand, non-renewable energy resources deplete over time. Examples are petroleum, coal, gas, etc. They have high carbon emissions. Now, over here we'll be looking into renewable energy technology. These are the various renewable energy technology. We have bioenergy, hydropower, solar, wind, ocean, and geothermal. These are some pictorials of renewable energy technology: hydro energy, wind energy, solar energy, tidal energy, geothermal energy, biomass. Now the question which arises in our mind is, why the world is turning to renewable energy? Well, the answer is quite simple. Nowadays, most of the electricity is generated from fossil fuels, meaning examples are coal, diesel, and petroleum. And these resources give rise to greenhouse gases, due to which climate is changing drastically. So now we'll be looking into what is solar energy. Solar energy is radiation from sun capable of producing heat, causing chemical reactions, or generating electricity. China leads the list by producing 417.72 terawatt hours of solar energy. India ranks 4th in the list. There are nearly 40 solar power plants in India. The largest one is in Rajasthan, and it is named as Badla Solar Park. This slide shows the power generated from solar energy over the years. It is evident from the graph that the power generated from solar energy is increasing year after year. Let us all hope that a day comes when all the power generated is from renewable sources such as solar, wind, tidal, and geothermal. wind energy. In this, electricity is generated through wind by using kinetic energy produced by the effect of air currents. This slide shows us power generated from wind over the years. We can again see a steady increase similar to solar energy. Tidal power plant or tidal energy is a form of hydropower that converts energy obtained from tides into useful forms of power, mainly electricity. They are more predictable compared to solar and wind energy. Because during rainy seasons or winter seasons, solar energy is of not much use. So now we must not get confused, like thinking that tidal power plant and hydropower plant are same. Hydropower plant power is generated by a potential energy of water as it flows from high area to a low area. Whereas in tidal power plant, the power is generated by movement of water according to tides. Sadly, India does not have one due to the cost and environmental concerns. Let us hope India has its own tidal power plant. This slide shows us that there is an upward trend in the numbers, but the numbers are so low. This shows us that we are not using tidal energy to its maximum potential. As I have said earlier, they are more predictable to solar and wind energy. Geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is heat from the earth. India has around 350 energy locations. Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Purva Valley in Ladakh are the largest geothermal plants in India. United States of America is the country which produces most geothermal energy, 3,794 terawatt hours of geothermal energy. This slide shows the geothermal energy over the years. Though we can see an upward trend, the numbers are much less compared to solar and wind. Now we will be looking into non-renewable energy effects. Harmful gases are released, rising temperature causing skin problems, breathing diseases due to burning of coal, and changing temperature. This slide shows us the change of temperature over the years. Surprisingly, we can see after 2000s, the global temperature has increased by more than 1 degree Celsius. Though the number might sound insignificant, it is a matter of concern as it can intensify extreme heat waves across the country. These are the effects, harmful effects due to non-renewable energy resources. Global warming is increasing. Glaciers are melting very fast. Ratio of earthquake is increasing. Ratio of tsunami is increasing. The level of ocean is increasing. Melting of glaciers. Melting of glaciers directly results in increase in sea level. Melting of glaciers can be a reason for extinction of species. And due to this, we get very little or a very little amount of fresh water. Due to melting of glaciers rapidly, it gives rise to tsunami. Unique type of tsunami landslides has caught the attention of the scientists in recent years. Those resulting from glacier retreat, melting due to climatic change. This shows us the current scenario. It is evident that wind energy is the largest producer of electricity, followed by solar, biomass, and hydro. This slide says us about the contribution of renewable energy source in production of power. Though the numbers are promising, we are just being able to make nearly 35% of energy from renewable energy by the year 2025. These are the special measures taken by the government to promote growth of renewable energy in India. Initiated round-the-clock power from the RE power projects, renewable energy hybrid projects, establishment of solar cities, renewable purchase obligations, waiver of interstate transmission system charges. So these were the goals of COP26. Now the question arises is what is COP? COP is abbreviated as Conference of Parties. Their key task is to review emission. So the goals were, countries were called on to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2050. Mobilize funds, meaning developed nations were asked to mobilize 100 billion in climate finance per year for poorer nations, protect ecosystem and for collaboration. These were PM Modi's 5 big goals for India achieving net zero by 2070, reducing total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons starting now till 2030, increasing renewable energy component to 50% of our total energy requirements by 2030, reducing carbon intensity by 45% by 2030, increasing non-fossil energy capacity to reach 500 gigawatts by 2030. So the latest COP which happened was held in Dubai, United Arab Emirates from 30 November to 12th December 2023. Aim was to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, helping vulnerable communities adapt to climate change, achieving net zero by 2050. In this, more than 70,000 delegates were expected to attend COP28. Business leaders, young people, climate activists, and journalists, etc. attended the meeting. Reduce, reuse, recycle. This should be our mantra to save our Earth's precious resources. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls, and others build windmills. Let's be the ones to build windmills. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Titus. That was a wonderful presentation and with all details. And we are so happy to have you here because you are the first student who is representing SRM Engineering, SRM Group basically. Thank you so much. That was again a wonderful presentation and we really appreciate your immense effort and in the sense like very inclusive data that you have covered across the globe for keeping India as an example. Thank you so much, Mr. Titus. Over to Dr. Zakira ma'am to summarize the summary.
So, good, Titus, you have given a very good explanation. So, topic of Titus is make renewable energy technology a global public goods. So, he very well started with what is renewable energy and non-renewable energy. We have explained the evolution of energy from starting from how we have started with the conventional and now we are going with the renewable energy resources. And for each renewable energy resources, we have taken some example and he have clearly explained what is solar, what is wind power, and then he has given a statistical data that how the India should reach the generation of power with solar and renewable energy for 2025. And he also had a statistical data that we should be able to move on to the renewable energy to achieve the net zero emission. So he has also stated our India's motto for 2030 and 2070 that to have the net zero by 2070 and also to have the emission free by 2030. So very good explanation, Titus. So all the best for your next projects also. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So moving ahead, like who is our next speaker? Ms. Armina, who you plan to call the next?
Yes. Yes, my dear, I am here and I'm thinking to call the next speaker, so Dhyanashwar Premanand. If you are here, please tell us.
Okay, let's have a look at this.
Hello, ma'am.
Dhyanashwar
Is here?
Yes, ma'am.
He is here, my dear.
Ma'am, shall I
Yes. Hello.
my screen, ma'am? Hello, ma'am.
I want to just let me to present you. Dhyanashwar Premanand is student Amet University and partner representative I10, and he will talk today about renewable energy powering safer future. Welcome. Share.
Ma'am, is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, your screen is visible. You can go on to the slideshow mode. Yes, now it is. Please go ahead, dear. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone present here. I am Dhyanashwar from Amet University, studying third year BEE. Today, I am going to present on the topic renewable energy powering a safer future. In this, next, what we are going to see. These are the contents which we are going to see in the upcoming slides. So first, introduction to renewable energy. Renewable energy. What is renewable energy? Renewable energy which is obtained from natural resources that can be used like sun, wind, water, and geothermal. Unlike fossil fuels, which are only limited to an extent, after the certain amount or certain days of usage, it gets finished. So, why renewable energy is preferred? Renewable energy is preferred only because of its eco-friendly nature and its economical benefits. It reduces the carbon emission and air pollution. It decreases the dependence of fossil fuels from foreign energy sources. And renewable energy sector increases the job creation and economical growth. So, what are the different types of renewable energy sources? We know solar energy. As we know it, solar energy is obtained from the sun's radiation. It converts to electricity. It is very clean, abundant source of energy. It has the potential to power our homes, business, and even an entire city. Hydro energy. Hydro energy, or also called as hydroelectric power, it generates energy from flowing or falling water. Hydro energy is very predictable and reliable source of energy. So this doesn't have any fluctuations, unlike solar and wind. So wind energy. Wind energy is obtained from the power of the wind to spinning turbines and generate electricity. It is very clean and renewable source of energy. It can be installed in either in the middle of the sea or in the middle of any lands where the speed of the wind is very high. It produces no emission. It does not pollute our environment, or it does not contribute any reduction in the greenhouse gas emissions. Geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is obtained from the heat stored within the Earth's core. This geothermal power is tapped into the natural heat of the Earth to produce power. Biomass energy. So biomass energy is an organic material such as food, agricultural residues, and organic waste. These are burned. From that combustion, the energy is produced to produce electricity. So, what are the positive aspects of this renewable energy? It reduces the carbon emission in our environment. It increases our energy independence among the foreign countries. It creates job opportunities in various renewable sectors. It reduces the cost of energy production in various sectors. Challenges and solutions. As we know, if there is some advantages, there must be some disadvantages. There are technical advancement and a high upfront cost. As we know, the technology is, compared to the olden days, it's very advanced. Installing products of CO2 emission per year, and hydrogen power. It is located in Norway, supplies 1 million homes, reducing the greenhouse gas emission by 1.2 million tons annually. Geothermal power plant. It is located in Iceland, providing an heat and electricity to 85% of the Iceland population. Biomass plant, which is located in Denmark, converts the organic waste into a renewable energy, powering 40,000 households, reducing a landfill waste. For future outlooks and opportunities, emerging technologies, potential growth, and market trends. Emerging technologies, we know that nowadays the solar panels comes in more efficient and with lower cost. Next generation wind turbines came so that the harnessing of wind energy is more efficient. We know that batteries plays a huge role in this renewable sector. So batteries have got an upgrade from normal lithium-ion batteries to hydrogen fuel cells. But conclusion, in choosing renewable energy, we are choosing a safer future. By tapping into the power of sustainable resources like the sun and the wind, we are not just reducing the environmental impact, we are securing a cleaner, healthier world for generations to come. It is a simple, powerful choice that echoes our commitment to a safer, more sustainable future for our planet and its inhabitants. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dhyan. Eshwar Premananda, representing Amit University. It was a wonderful presentation where you covered about all the renewable energy starting from the solar panel, the windmills and the wind panel and other reliable sources of energy that we can just bring in as an alternative such that we become more sustainable in the future. That's what is required for powering the future. Thank you so much. On that note, I would like to welcome Dr. Zakira ma'am to summarize his presentation. Thank you, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Sagira ma'am won't be available.
Yeah, please. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Daneshwar Premanan, for giving a wonderful presentation about renewable energy, the powering safer future. So, in this presentation, he has told what is renewable energy, what are the present renewable energy resources available, what are the positive aspects, even though we go for renewable energy, what are the challenges we are facing at present, and to face the challenges, what are the why renovation, and we are mostly depending upon the fossil fuels, which can be reduced by using these renewable energy resources. He has explained in a very good manner. And some of the renewable energy resources like solar, hydro energy, wind energy, geothermal, biomass has been explained by him. And some of the positive aspects such as reduced carbon emission, how the job creation will be given. Because of renewable energy, we can use advanced technologies. Thereby, we will be giving opportunity to the many of the people. And how we are relating with the energy, how we are becoming as a energy independent, and how the cost has been saved if we go for long term process of using this renewable energy has been explained by him. And what are the challenges? So as we are moving on from fossil fuels to renewable, there might be a interruption in power supply, the uninterrupted power supply. If we go for renewable, it is variable in nature, so we can face some challenges. How we can overcome that challenges, and with the help of the advanced technology, as explained in a very good manner, and then how we can connect these systems with the grid, thereby making the usage of fossil fuel to a reduced manner. And he has also projected some of the case studies for all the renewable energy resources. And finally, what are the future outlooks? That is, emerging technology can be used. Thereby, we can, for example, we can go for advanced solar panels, and wind turbine system can be improved by using the hydrogen fuel cells instead of the presently using cells. And the promotional growth in various areas, how the market trend has been increasing because of the advancements in the energy storage technology has been briefly explained by him. And all the very best for your upcoming research in this area, Danesh Premanan. Thank you, Pa.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Moving ahead, may I request Ms. Armina to take the lead and to welcome the next speaker on board. Thank you.
For sure, my dear Srividya. Let's go further to the next speaker. She will talk about shift energy subsides from fossil fuels to renewable energy. She is Mulamba Yoa Perseverance. Please, if you are there, open your microphone and your camera, my dear.
Yes, Mulamba, you need to open your camera, please. Miss Mulamba Perseverance. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome, dear.
I don't speak English. I speak French. Je ne sais pas comment je vais me présenter.
Okay, so it's an open invitation or a request to the platform. Those who have joined us on the platform, the summary, if anyone can brief her presentation in the French and give the translation, it will be very helpful. Anyone can do it. So, Ms. Mulamba, please go ahead with your presentation. It's all yours. The platform is all yours. You can start sharing your screen.
Yes. And she's advocate SDG.
Bonjour à tous. Je m'appelle Persévérance Mulamba de la République démocratique. Je suis syndicaliste à la Confédération syndicale du Congo. Je suis aussi la présidente du comité de jeunes ITF RDC. Je suis aussi membre de la CES. Ma présentation d'aujourd'hui thème, c'était passer la production des embryons du charbon dans les centrales thermiques, par exemple, mais également dans le moteur thermique de véhicules, à l'instar du kérosène pour les avions. Pourquoi devons-nous focaliser aux énergies renouvelables? Les énergies renouvelables sont bien adaptées à la production et à l'utilisation dans les zones rurales et présentent un potentiel énorme. Les sources d'énergie renouvelables, comme le solaire,
Excusez-moi,
l'éolien,
Persévérance, excusez-moi. Si vous avez une présentation, vous pouvez le partager. Ce n'est pas mon problème.
j'utilise pas, donc il n'y a pas moyen que je puisse partager.
Oui, oh, oui, oui.
Je peux continuer?
Oui, oui.
Les sources d'énergie renouvelables comme le solaire, l'éolien, il y a la biomasse et la géothermie peut être facilement exploitées de nombreuses zones rurales. La production et la fourniture de systèmes d'énergie propres dans les zones rurales peuvent générer de bons revenus pour les producteurs, des loyers fonciers pour les installations et des emplois verts dans la construction, l'exploitation, l'entretien et la distribution relable, une solution économiquement efficace pour les populations rurales. Avec l'accès à une énergie abordable, un éventail d'autres activités productives peuvent se développer, en particulier la transformation des aliments, le stockage et le transport des produits agricoles. Beaucoup de ces emplois peuvent être attrayants pour les jeunes comme moi. Pour la promotion des emplois verts, pour les jeunes, un projet sur les emplois décents, les jeunes être financés par le gouvernement à créer des opportunités d'emploi pour les jeunes dans des activités écologiquement durables et à promouvoir des emplois verts au niveau national et local. Ce projet nous permettra de créer des emplois verts dans les énergies renouvelables en établissant des unités de biogaz. Ceci permet également la production d'engrais organiques de haute qualité. Le biogaz est une forme d'énergie renouvelable produite à partir de matières organiques telles que les bousses d'animaux, de ferme et le reste d'agriculture. Nous devons repenser l'avenir de notre environnement et nous attaquer au champ avec ambition et urgence. Ce n'est qu'alors que nous pour l'économie rurale et développer des entreprises vertes durables. Réaliser le potentiel d'emploi vert dans le tourisme durable, améliorer les infrastructures rurales et restaurer les écosystèmes grâce à des travaux verts. Pour en finir, dynamiser l'économie rurale grâce
types of energy storage solution to make the use of renewable energy more viable for the future. She said also to protect, how to protect our home, a single home. We have just one home, Mother Earth. Thank you so much, dear Srividya. The stage is yours now. And thank you, Perseverance. Merci beaucoup, Perseverance. Excellent presentation.
So should we welcome the next speaker, Mr. Vishnu Pada Bose?
Yes, let's go further to Mr. Vishnu. Once.
She is going to speak on the. I saw him. He just logged in.
Yes.
Mr. Vishnu. Dr. Vishnu is still connecting to the audio. Right. Can we go ahead with the other girl who wanted to speak from item Gayatri? Miss Gayatri, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead then. Ms. Armina, can we please welcome Ms. Gayatri?
For sure, will be a pleasure to welcome her. Ms. Gayatri Shankar will talk also about shift energy, subsides from fossil fuels to renewable energy. He is a student, B.S. Abdul Rahman, Crescent Institute of Science and Technology, partner representative, iGen. The virtual stage is yours.
Welcome. My screen is visible.
Will be, yes, is visible.
A very good evening to all present here. I am Gayatri Shankar, currently pursuing my BTech EEE at B.S. Abdul Rahman Crescent Institute of Science and Technology. Now my topic is shift energy subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy. These are the contents we are going to look into fossil fuels and renewable energy, its causes and effects, shifting energy subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy, ways to start the renewable energy transition, limitations, challenges and obstacles, and also community and government actions. First, let's look into what is fossil fuels and renewable energy is. Fossil fuels are hydrocarbons, primarily coal, oil, or natural gas formed from the remains of dead plants and animals. The geological process such as heat and pressure over millions of years transforming into carbon-rich compounds. There are three major components of fossil fuels like coal, oil, that is petroleum, and natural gas. Now let's see what this renewable energy is. Renewable energy refers to energy derived from naturally occurring substance and replenishable sources that are not depleted when used. And like all these fossil fuels, there are some finite and contribute to the environmental issues. Renewable energy sources and sustainable energy generally have a low environmental trends and agreements, energy access, and also market signals. Shifting energy subsidies from fossil fuel to renewable energy involves redirecting financial support and incentives that are fossil fuel industries, and promotion is driven by environment. And also renewable energy. Among them, they are make renewable energy technology a global public goods, improve. There are certain limitations and job surface. Transition essential to consider these factors of impacts, stability, policy and political challenges, resistance from fossil fuel industry, and also resource availability. The community and the government actions undertaken are awareness and education, financial incentives and subsidies, policy consistency and predictability, infrastructure investments, and also international cooperation. Addressing all these challenges requires a holistic approach involving collaboration, governments, communities, business, and international partners. Overcoming obstacles for a crucial, successful, sustainable transition to renewable energy resources. Renewable energy will be powering a safer future. The science is clear that to avoid the worst impacts of climate change to be reduced by almost half by 2030 and reach net zero by 2050. To achieve all these
We need to end our reliance on fossil fuels and invest in alternative sources of energy that is clean, accessible, affordable. Now let's look into, is renewable energy more reliable than fossil fuels? When thinking about the bigger picture and the planet's future, there is only a finite amount of coal and where there is essential unlimited amount of renewable resources that can sustain us for generations to come. And the report says that the International Monetary Fund, IMF, states that 5.9 trillion was spent on subsidizing the fossil fuel industry in 2020 alone, including through explicit subsidies, tax breaks, and health and environmental challenges that were not priced into the cost of fossil fuels. The report and survey says that at least 4 trillion a year needs to be that is net zero emissions by 2050. By understanding all the details about the shift of energy subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy is imperative for addressing climatic change and fostering a sustainable future. While challenges like economic impacts and technological hurdles exist, the transition presents opportunities for job creation, economic growth, and a cleaner environment. Clear policies, technological innovations, and global collaborations are key to ensuring a successful and equitable shift towards renewable energy, paving the way for a resilient and environmentally conscious energy landscape. Thank you, and all.
Thank you, dear. That was a wonderful presentation, quite comprehensive of the advantages and merits and demerits of the renewable energy as powering the future. On that note, may I request Dr. Zakira to do the briefing, to do the summary. Thank you.
Summarizing the Gayatri presentation.
Dr. Lakshmi, thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Shall I, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gayatri Shankar. We have given a presentation about shift energy subsidies from fossil fuels to renewable energy. A very nice presentation, and which is a present need to our global needs. So you have compared about the fossil fuel energy and renewable energy. What are the causes and the effects which are being given by both of them, and how we are shifting from fossil fuels to renewable energy, and how to start to go towards renewable energy, and what are the limitations, challenges, obstacles. You have explained in a very good manner. And what are the drawbacks while we are going for while we are using the fossil fuels, like environmental concern, climate change, and the energy security and public health aspect, and also technological advancements. And what are the long-term economic viability, and the energy access and market signals have been explained by you. Why we are shifting from fossil fuels to renewable energy has been explained by you, and how to start with renewable energy transition by by transiting towards renewable energy. What will be the output? That is, we will be making a global public good things, and we will be reducing the carbon emission. Those things you have explained in a very good manner. And what are the limitations? Also, you have given in a good way. And the community and the government action, what are to be taken? That is awareness and education about the renewable energy resources, and what are the financial, and it has been given by the government, and you also explained those things to us. And the infrastructure investment, the initial investment in the renewable energy is more, whereas if you go for a long time process, it will be a very benefitable, and you have explained that's also in a very good way. And we international reduce while they are implementing the renewable energy have been explained by you. A very good presentation, ma. Thank you for giving the wonderful information to us. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshmi, and thank you, Ms. Gayatri. That was a wonderful presentation indeed. It is always a pleasure having you here on this platform. On that Boss speaking on behalf of JSFN in the place of Mr. Alexia Sandaras on the topic triple investments in renewables. May I request Ms. Amina to do the next? Thank you.
Yes,
Dr.
I'm
Vishnu?
here. The topic will be
whether
triple
he's ready.
investments. I think it's not ready, yes?
He's not ready.
No. We can invite,
I could see him, the other picture, other window has opened for him. Dr. Vishnu? Yes, he is ready.
good.
So, Ms. Armina, can we please invite Dr. Vishnu?
Yes, I am delighted to invite Dr. Vishnu Bose, PhD, Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur, India. Partner of GCOM, Dr. Vishnu.
May Dr. Vishnu's presentation. Dr. Adibisi?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, so, Dr. Thank you so much. And Dr. Vishnu, you can go ahead with your presentation. Thank you so much. Dr. Vishnu?
Thank you very much. I am sorry I cannot enable my video because I was not able to do the backdrop to apply it. Yes. So okay, thank you. So I just want to speak on this shifting energies from fossil fuel to renewable energies. Although I was supposed to sorry about that. Mulamba said, and I things about this, and I would Nigeria, a developing country, a lot to an extent for the masses, the populace. This has not been something that is working for us. It is sort of costly. It is sort of very costly for us. It is not affordable. And one of the goals of SDG, the seventh goal, is for us to have an affordable, reliable, and sustainable modern energy. So what are we doing in addressing this? Some of these nations, like Nigeria, the country is actually rich, notwithstanding, achieving renewable energy seems not to be attainable. What could be done concerning this? Thank you.
Yes, I am ready. Am I audible to you?
And coincidentally, actually we have Dr. Vishnu here who is going to address on the topic triple investment in renewables. Triple investments in renewable. I'm sure this is going to be a solution giving topic, solution giving person which has been raised by Ms. Adimiso. Thank you so much. Please go ahead, Dr. Vishnu. You can start sharing your screen. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm sorry for that.
My presentation is visible to all of you?
It is visible. It is not in the presentation mode. I mean, you need to on the slideshow so that it comes to the presentation mode.
And now it is visible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. It is visible now.
Please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, yes. Very good evening to all of you. This is my topic. I'm Dr. Vishnu Bodhal. Very good evening to all of you. A global ecological footprint. It is actually a major aspect in related to climate change, global warming, sustainable development, resource crisis, energy optimization, everything. So, as per the research evidence, the Earth was formed about 4.5 billion years ago, and human community have existed for about 315,000 years, 3 lakh 15 years ago. According to the study by WWF, more than one third of Earth natural resources have been destroyed by human in just 30 years. It is one data available in the research paper. In 2022, footprint was 2.7 global hectares per person, while the world biocapacity was 1.5 global hectares per person. That except option is the limit, but human community has crossed as 2.7 global hectares per person. This is a very dangerous signal. This means that humanity uses 75% more than what the planet ecosystem can regenerate. So that's why they are now. So by 2030, we will need two planets if human communities consume resources and carrying capacity of the bio margin. This is the consequences due to the unsustainable production and consumptions. This is on data from the research papers that how the material consumption is going on in the by the human communities, and it is maybe somehow is unsustainable production and consumption process, and scientists and researchers are already striving to optimize the resource efficiency in view of this perspective. So it is under process and many initiative has been taken by the different countries like CDM technologies, circular economy, uh, circular waste recycling, or efficiency demand maybe. So sustainable way towards resource optimization and enhance the efficiency is the only way. However, in the throughout the globe, initiative has been taken by the nations, different countries, that circular economy concept, green building technology, clean development mechanism under Kyoto protocols, use of bioresources, waste recycling, etc. So out of this clean development mechanism and circular economy is a very effective technology and very relevant in these situations, and it is underway. First world country already is developed many things to follow this process, circular economy concept and CDM technologies, green building also. But developing country is now underway to take up the situations. It is on data that how human community has consumed the resources and generating waste. That is also a dangerous thing on the earth. So the ecological footprint exceeds the limit. To the this season, the consequence can possible look at these situations and doing the things. This is a projected agent. This is the ecological food. It has crossed 1.5, and 2050 is net zero emission deadline. It expect that due to the different research, innovative solutions, ideas, protocols, Out of this circular economy, CDM, green technology, biomaterial, bioresources, green resources, all these things can be minimize the resource utilization and optimize the things, and finally probably we can reach the net zero emissions in 2000. It is the actual data available in the research paper. I have extracted the research paper. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, you are audible.
Hello? Yes, okay.
You are audible, yes.
Top largest economics. Yes, thank you. Top 10 largest economics world. This is the actual research data. The 2020. One thing is a very remarkable that is highest greenhouse production is the highest and their happiness is also highest. That means they are consuming more natural resources than underdeveloped country or developing countries. That is the reflecting over here. Say India, it is a developing countries. Their ecological footprint only 1.16, not cross, and their happiness is also low, 4.03. At the same time, their greenhouse gas per capita 2.7 and very low rather than a comparative to USA, China, Japan, Germany, etc. That all country like USA, China, Japan, changing in natural resources to keep index as it is, and their ecological boundary that reflecting over here. Carbon footprint for a person in United States is on one of the highest rate in the world.